So, it's after Halloween. I've had this game for a while. I've been meaning to play it. So I'm going to play it. It is, as you can probably tell by the title at this point, a machine for pigs. That's my volume. Yeah, it's been a while since I've even played anything on Let's Play, but I'll go and do it. If you notice me looking over there, it's because I'm checking my video stream and the time. Let's just dive right in. Yeah, sure. That is a heart. I don't know what we're gonna do with that heart, but it is a heart. They came from the blackness. There we go. He who makes a beast of himself removes himself from the pain of being human. Dr. Samuel Johnson. Samuel Johnson.
Daddy.
Oh,
Please don't kill me.
that's morbid. What's going on here? Oh, Jesus. It's quite red. Whoa. What the hell is that? It's honestly too shake for me to notice anything. That was weird. Can't tell what the fuck was going on though. Oh, I'm also trying to use OBS to record this, so I don't know how well it's gonna end up going. Also, am I in a cage? Why am I in a cage? And not off topic, but going behind the game. I've clearly liked Amnesia number before because I played them all. But Chinese Room, the guys that made this one, I loved Dear Esther, and I even tried some of their old mods experiments that were really cool too. They're not traditional games per se, but they're fun. I like them. I like story stuff. But I am clearly drunk. Still don't know I have a cage. Did this go on the 360? Is that why it has the right button or bumper? Oh, reading. Okay, June 24th, 1899. In my dreams I see a man dressed in jaguar skin and feathered like a I hate reading. Feathered like a blooded saint. What came from the heart lubricating us? I can't read. I can't do it. It crushed evil under its tread and liberated us all. The foetid heart heat of the jungle mirrored somewhere behind my forehead. I don't want to read. I won't read a little, man. My temple pounds, the blood boils. That looks like a U. The blood boils in my skull. It feels as if there is something alive there. A rat. A damn rat gnawing through my brains, eating its way out into the world. Even a landonam will not quell its endless hunger. I hear my children playing in the attic, but it fills me with terror. Not to love. What desperate thoughts are these? Well, that's a freaking weird drawer. Oof. I don't need alcohol. Quick mask. Ugh. Don't.
Daddy, find us!
Nice fancy place. Is Cage in this?
I held your hand and watched the blood pool between your legs. You lived long enough to see Edwin, but not Enoch. I will take care of them, my love. I promise you this.
By take care, I mean lock them up. Big mask. Everything locked up. I guess it's slightly easier than making you able to do everything. To bath. I'm guessing dude's wife died. I'm trying to find the kids in the attic.
Papa, this way.
Oh. Okay, it's really freaking. Yeah, shaky. I don't know if that's. The game isn't working or what. Oh, Never Lived Here isn't locked up. Okay, I'm not loud enough because that didn't freak me out. One second. Gotta explore first. Exits are generally freaky, right?
There's a bad man coming.
Don't tell me that. To Darley. It says Edward Enoth's birthday diary. That is his birthday. Diary, October 11th, 1899. Daddy says there won't be a Christmas this year. He's much too busy. What a dick. Nanny says we must not disturb him. He is ever so busy. He is gone for work before she wakes us, and often we are asleep before he returns. Oh, I'm talking about that. We found a bird in the garden with a broken wing. We gave it to Nanny. See, it looks like a U. It's throwing me off. Who said it was a 50 thing and hit it with a rolling... Oh, dude, why is everybody such a dick in this game? Later, we crept downstairs to bury the body when everyone was asleep. There was a pig in the garden. We heard it sniffing about. Then Daddy came and said he had to come inside straight away. We had to come inside straight away. He was furious, but we think he's been crying again. Oh well. Still doesn't make up for being a dick. I don't have to use B. Ooh, a lantern. Children, no running. Do I have oil in this game too? What's my inventory? What's my inventory? Why is it not I? Oh. Oh, where's inventory? Actions. Views. There's no inventory? I'm sure it'll tell me when it needs to. So I hope it does. Let's open a window. It's stuffy. Nope, can't open the window because somebody drilled it shut. Children! Fucking attic's huge. Fucking pigman. Pigman. Oh, Trap myself in the corner. Don't fucking. Hello.
We're hiding, Daddy.
No shit, kids. Come back here. Before I presumably beat you because I'm an evil father. Ooh, carpet. Oh, we're finishing the attic, are we? Jesus. Okay. Fuck. Now I remember. Fuck it up. Okay. Okay, maybe. Maybe it's freaking me out a little. Ha! No door. You can't slam anything. Let's get some scotch. Just gonna go this way. Continue to look for scotch. Scotch, 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 scotch. I love scotch. February 14th, 1899. Yes, he said, I know these ruins. He was a shabby fellow, all rotten with some malodorous disease. I caught him looking at me strangely, as if what he really wanted to know was how I loved them. Biting back the temptation to box his ears for his impudence, I simply smiled and told him that my family's library contained intriguing travel books. The illiterate oaf did not understand that, of course. He agreed to lead us anyways. Someone is playing something, but I didn't say what, I didn't see it. I have told the children truly this will be an extraordinary adventure. If those old stones hold the financial benefits I predict, I will be merely the first of many. So we're robbing people? Being dicks and robbing people? Why can't I pick up anything? Pick up everything in Amnesia, man. Can't pick up any of these fucking books. It's a weird fucking house.
Daddy.
Poor child. It's fucking running away, you little fucking kids. All Daddy wants to do is go to sleep. What's this?
You don't mind if I record this, do you? I find it most useful.
Ah, you have one of those wonderful departed bills. No, of course not, my dear fellow.
It's my own design, Professor, along with everything you see.
Most useful. You understand, of course, why the ministry sent me. That they have concerns.
What's concerns? Looks mine. Clock. Some Egyptian stuff. It's gonna bathe in all the cool shit-ish, maybe? Something falls down the chimney. Can I get that rifle? Can I play the piano? Can I ignore what just happened? Okay. We're just gonna move on. I'm not done painting. No, nothing fell down here. See, if I got that. Problems could. Scotch! So much scotch. Problems could be solved very easily. I get distracted. Very easily. Okay. It's like the Resident Evil hallway. Oh. Okay, I guess it was loading. That crashed for a second. I wonder what door I can go through. I wonder. So there's so many rifles and so much scotch. Oh, someone's phone. Hello.
Hello?
Precious eagle cactus fruit. Help us.
Can I call someone? Can I call Sherlock? Nope. Precious eagle cactus fruit. Let's remember that in case it's a puzzle. Where's all the scotch? Seriously, this is shitload of scotch. November 7th, 1898. The bank is refusing credit to the ignorant swine. They sit alone at night and weep. Once the children and the servants are safely asleep, when they cannot hear me. My darling, how I need you now. They say I have squandered my fortune. That my investments in these latest machines has ruined the family name. What? That is to remain a local butcher? What are these two arms compared to the multitude that can be applied without pay, without tire, by adapting the mechanisms we find in the looms and the mills? But if the bank has its way, it will all come to nothing. If they come for the house, I swear, I will kill them. I will kill them all, and I will take my rifle. Oh my god, like, I've counted 4 so far. Oh. I guess that does something. Most excellent. Okay, so they are real, at least. They're not part of my imagination. What did I do? That. Yeah, I'm gonna close it. Children? That pig mask might not have been there. I honestly didn't notice. What the fudge? Pretty gruesome.
This dawning epoch, this age of reason, an empire grown fat, ripe for the bleeding.
Apparently I'm a creeper. There's some old people. Looks like Arya. Scooch. What kind of scooch is it? The big black cog? Yeah. Scotchy, scotch. Secret passageway? Yep. They're shaky. Let me do something. Hold on. That's slightly better. Oh yeah, you can lean. Let's go through the door. In Lily's honor, a banquet. Lilibeth. Jesus, what the fuck? Lilibeth. Lily Mandus. Interred here. Do they know? So I'm about selling teeth. I don't know, I'm not here to read shit. I'm here to get scared. Why is this fucking house huge? To run, push. Oh. Does it want me to run? I don't want to run. Edwin Enoch. How did he say it? Enoch, I guess. October 3rd, 1899. Daddy says we're not allowed to play with the animals anymore. We were playing hide and seek with the cook. With Cook. Is Cook a character or is it he is a cook? With Cook, and he came and he shouted at us. Says we were going to hide behind Mr. Grumpy Teddy. Cook says it's because of the guns in there, but he always lets us help polish them. That sounds inappropriate. So it can't be that. Anyway, the room is haunted. Blunt. If you sneak around there at night, you can hear the ghosts in the wall behind the cases. They are often angry, or that's how it sounds. We think that's why you can hear them rattling the change and slamming the doors and things like that. We don't like it anyway. I don't like it in there anyway. My arm looks hairy. Harry Potter. Nah, I just can't see what's going on there.
This way, Papa. Come and see.
Alright, hello, brats. I'm shaking. All I want is a house without crumbling walls. Come on. I'm probably supposed to go this way. Always go the wrong way first, cause then you get the more stuff. Not particularly surprising if I murdered someone. I guess this was the right way though. Go back this way. I'll probably end up going there. So doubling back each time. Oh, I can't read German. Yeah, I'm gonna try. A, I want to understand it. B, I would butcher a language, which is never good, especially since I do it to English. As is. It's got a lot of fucking rifles. It's over here. Okay, the game is skipping a bit. Or is it just a hallway? I might just lead into the billiard room. Hello? No one. Oh, there you go. Cactus? Elephant?
Landis, do you know me?
Who are you? Where are my children?
Trapped, Landis. Far below us. The machine is fouled. It is breached. It is flooded. The bulkheads are down. The children are engaged. If you help me, I can help you release them, restore the power Mandus, drain the flooding, and restart the great engines.
How? Where should I go? Hello? Hello?
Well, that's a mild twist. Scotch.
I must say, my dear man, you look awful.
Yes, I seem to have picked up something rather nasty in Mexico.
I do understand what you've been through. A lesser man would have crumbled. Yet you have made all of this. Your great factory, your charities. It is a wonder for one man alone.
It will all be made clear, Professor. But first, a drink.
Fuck you. Take this one with me. And by taking this one with me, I'm gonna drop it. Not take it with me. I'm outside. There's the children. Is it too smoggy out? Here. Let's go back inside. It's a random seal. It's a bathroom. It's completely inconspicuous. A giant mirror on the wall. Nobody's behind it. Silly. Ah. December 20th, 1899. I am to have a visitor, this distinguished Professor A. He is to come to ascertain... Yep. My mental well-being after my prolonged absence from the club, but I am not stupid. He is here to spy for them. When they stuck the kipper, he was often called a pontificate upon lacerations and missing organs. Oh well, that's fun. And now he comes to me to doff and whittle, and my dear sir, and, but you must still grieve, and perhaps just a quick look at your engines, the triumph of the ages. His age, not ages. He knows nothing of loss, nothing of sacrifice, but to refuse. That would simply poke the hornet's nest and invite a swarm of interlopers and thieves. I must entertain this buffoon and submit to his intrusion. Perhaps I should show him the trippery. See whether his stomach, so trained by rummaging in the innards of clumsy dissected halls, is strong enough to stare into the real engine of his golden age. I may even introduce him to Jack, or his sons at least. The Ripper. We have stronger locks on the windows now, and we bring their toys to them. Uncle Jack? Yeah. Yeah. I have to explore every corner of the game, because that's what I do. Okay. What's up, hippopotamus? Butterflies? No. Can I have a rifle? Let's go chase those damn kids. Actually, that's exactly where I came from. This was the bathroom. And this door was locked. This was the bathroom. Okay, so I guess I'm stuck. Kids ran that way, but there's no door. Can't pull any of those, so that's not the secret. Oh, it's stuck in the door. The not impressed owl is not impressed. Bear. No. The bear's hiding a door. Because it's a bear. Bears hide doors. That is the answer. Oh, well, this is clearly not a place for children. Chairs. I guess I have a unlimited lamp. I love lamp. It's just all rum burgundy. Okay. So, well, I did right. Don't quite know what I do now. Let's try that door again. Okay, let's go this way. This way. I am unsettled. No, it's still not. I write in my journal. On bears and bathtubs. And after the party, she took my arms and said, "But darling, how did you get from the trophy room to the guest bathroom so quickly? Everyone considers you quite the magician, my darling little buff. There's as many rooms as from the concern with." So this doesn't actually tell me what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, back when they were babies in my arms, and perhaps I'm in there now. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no mission. Don't have to go. I'm holding a billiard ball. I don't know what this accent is. Don't ask. I was just here. Can I open this now? No. I looked at the hippo for guidance. Fire. Come on. Let's try going upstairs. To the piano. I actually haven't tried the front door yet. Of course! Front doors never work. Fucking rich people. Giant ass houses. I don't know where the fuck I go. I just can't open that door. That's the door I came through. So where do I go, game? I'll go back in the weird room and do the thing. Man, I can't throw a shit. Can't do anything in here. There's nothing for me to do in here. Disapproving owl number 2. That was scary. Ah. How did I go there? No one to talk to. That's not the thing. It's more sketch. There's gotta be another hidden door somewhere. Hidden passageway of some kind. I highly doubt I smashed the glass. Yep. I'm dumbfounded. I don't know what to do. Click on everything. Here. Nope. Okay, can't. Get back here. Damn it. So I can't. I don't know, I might as well try breaking the glass. I don't think that's what I need to do, but. What? See? Let's go. What the fuck do I do? I will find them. There we go. I just don't know what to do. There's missing something. Secret switch there. That's locked. It's a billiard ball. Excuse me. I'm just running into everything. I assume I gotta find a secret passageway. But I found one. Doesn't help that you can't fucking interact with anything. Am I just daft? This is the solution. Put all of the things in the thing. I have one of those hints now. Spam buttons. I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Journal in my journal. That's fucking helpful. So that one door that had into your interaction and it's locked. Locked. Turned off the thing in here. Still like a lever there. Do anything with those. Chair. Anything with those. I'm just gonna look it up. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I guess we're not looking them up there. Jump on the good old phone. Asia machine pigs walk through. Key. The phone call, the note. Okay, so it's in the bathroom. I missed something in the bathroom. A hint could have told me that. Wait, what was the bathroom again? It was this way. No, it wasn't this way. It's this way. This way. This way. This way. Ah, the bear in the bathroom. Well, I knew there was something with the bathroom, I just didn't know what. Turns out it's this painting, because it's so obvious. Hey, blood. That's normal, right? Seriously, what's with the cages? Well, so what is that? I'm okay with not knowing. That's okay. Aha! This is where I put pig carcasses. How did the doors open? Dead rats. Dead rats. Nope, doesn't open. I have a feeling something's gonna happen here. Yep, something happened there. Okay. Probably gonna have to run from whatever the fuck moved out of that room. Follow that trail in a bit.
Hands are bleeding, raw. I scrub and scrub, but the smell will not lift. How can I hold my children with these hands now? How can I kiss them goodnight with lips that have issued such instruction?
Oh, Sally, I, the Dodged Cottager. I'm not reading your poem. Oh, yes, yeah. I'm not gonna read that. It's a fucking poem. Scotch! I just don't get the cages. The Nick cages. See, the best idea is... Oh, I guess now that that way's open. When you see a bloody trail, you just gotta follow it. It's just what you do. Because it doesn't matter if it's gonna murder you. I'm off to the Mulligans.
I will cry all the way home.
Oh.
I will have none. I will have none at all.
So one thing about this little piggy, it's probably gonna close as soon as I go in there, isn't it? I don't know. Why are they open now? Why did I have to run through everything to get back? It's mildly annoying. Disappointed owl. I don't know if I should be doing this. I just broke it. That's fine.
It's coming. Come on, Daddy.
Hopefully that won't kill me later. How did you guys go through? Well, it's because you're ghosts. Oh, my ear, it's got water in it. Seems like a... Ow. Door. It's shipping and receiving.
Come and see, Papa. We found an egg. A stone egg.
Stonehenge? Let's go downstairs. It's probably gonna be locked. If not. Um. Oh. Shit. Against the rising waters, planted the fingernails in flower pots all along the river when it's dark, so the sun could hatch them. All the world is an egg, he reasoned. He grows his hands now. She's gonna use to kill me. Now they've fallen. I don't know if anything in those rooms. Hopefully they were empty. More rats. June 3rd. I realize now that my fear of dirt stems from the disease I contracted climbing those lost jungle temples. It is as if those clean places so free of humanity's filth imprinted upon my soul and left it fragile to what I find here. Fear is what keeps us all in our places, and the fear of flesh, the ruin of the flesh, is the greatest of them all. I am sickened. I am ruined, but it will build such machines to contain this plague and heal us all. A new century is upon us. The black plague? The bubonic? Sleepy one?
Slow coach, it's this way.
Slow coach? Oh yeah, there's coaches. Yellow?
The shaking ground you feel is our attempts to clear the floodwaters. Treachery, Mandus. We were undone. Your children are trapped by this act. You must find them before it is too late.
What do you need me to do? How can I find them?
Always deeper, Mandus. Through the piston room and into the tunnels. Then find the bilge and flush the rotten water. I will help you where I can. But you must be swift, my little friend.
He was calling from the house the entire time. Here's the thing. So how does that guy keep calling me? So shaky. Barrel. What's that? What's that? That's a blown fuse. So I need to find the fuse. Let's see how the saboteur has been this way. Intriguing. The gates are far too heavy for a man to lift, and instead hoisted aloft by a chain coiled around a tube that appears to be spun by motors connected to these electrical switches. Whilst the fuse is blown, the motor cannot be spun, and the gates will remain impenetrable, barrier to progress. Trapped. Was it a trick? A curious discovery. Why am I so? Oh, I'm not going there. Why do I speak in a rhyme and riddle? If that's the fuse, that was quite easy. Something's gonna happen. There's no way that was it. That was too simple. Is it all the way up? Okay, so I'm going down. So much work. I have no idea what that is. I'm sure I'll find out later. Oh, there's another fuse, so it must get blown a couple times. What is this factory?
Bandaged feet and eyes, small bones in the orchard. I have carried this world on my back with its legs about me. Damn this wretched soul. I am given birth to nothing but machinery.
Oh, I guess I'm breaking down barrels. Throwing all the barrels. Don't fall. Okay, we're good. See, this one won't blow, and I'll have to go get the other one. Or it won't. I should probably just grab it now instead of double backtracking. So I assume that's what's going to happen. I could be wrong. Or I could fall. Barrel. A lot of barrels. Everything's loud. So I do have to double back. And what? I just learned to admit it. Stuff is falling and breaking. It's not helping. That does not sound good at all. I can chase down her. I don't know, but let's be quick about it. I don't like that. Just a pig. Just a pig, hopefully. There's the thing. I saw a pig. Didn't try to kill me. So, should be fine. What is or not? This is August 19th, 1899. Von Reckenbach, Knights of the Arctic Force, was the ignorant Carleton Bala. I can't say words that are not, well, names that are Belaski. Pontificated upon the soul, they are both certain. To think one could strive for such great heights without wading first through puke and innards, without standing upon an architecture of bones. Montezuma was the wiser, but here in our temples of steel I have witnessed the severed head of a man recently trampled to death by a runaway carriage. That's pretty gruesome. Immersed in a solution of the Brennenburg compound upon his eyes. Oh, Brennenburg, Castle Brennenburg, oh, I see you from last game. And I cry, oh, where are my legs? Where is my body? We are breaking through the barriers of death itself. Oh, my death, darling. Oh, my dead darling Lily. It is too late for you, but I promise you this: I will save our children from death if I need it to be. I will wrench them back from the blackness with this wonderful concoction. So we're trying to get Agrippa. Agrippa de Rippa. Good name. It's been slightly scary, but it has not been as scary as OGMD. I'm not putting it down. There's a little child staring at me and then he runs away. But it's not as bad as Amnesia was.
We know the way.
Do you? Well, that's why you're down here. I'll beat your asses as soon as I find you for coming down to my dungeony factory machine for pigsy thing.
Hold still, for God's sake, hold still, child. Don't let it get into your eyes. I'm going to rinse it out now. There. It will be fine. You just need to lie down. Enoch, look at your brother. How many times have I told you not to play in the cellar?
It's So them damn kids don't listen. Is what I am gathering. Ooh, a vault.
I told you he'd come.
Extraordinary. Quite extraordinary.
Quite.
And you built it all. Good God, man. You have been busy.
It is wonderful how tragedy focuses the mind. What else was I to do? Fall into grief, pine, and fade in my hopelessness? Why not then simply die in that jungle amongst those dead temples?
Because dying in a jungle would suck. It's pretty intense. Ooh, a puzzle. I like puzzle. I normally like puzzles. Let's see. All those pressures are off. So let's turn this off. Assume that opens this door then. No, I can't do it. Now can I? I'm on! Oh, I'm decontaminating. Oh, that's badass. You invented a decontamination chamber. In 1819. In 1918. Turn it off. I have now decontaminated. Go in the crazy lettuce place. Flood breach. Emergency shutdown in place. Oh, interesting. It's a lot of meat. Someone mad butcher. Scotch. Should be the opposite way. Let's go this door first. Let's go that door first. The collar, the neck, and the noose. From the window, we could see almost to the docks where they are still pulling hair out of the grating. God knows what it's about, says the paperboy. Talk is of murder. Murder? Very good. You're always calling me, man. Just text. It's easier.
I have such visions to share with thee. If my joy be unshackled, and you harvest the crust of my eyes. Make me clean, Landis, that my thoughts and words can unfounded be.
Doesn't sound creepy at all. Oh, my friggin' ear. When I get water in your ear and just fucking like, you don't feel it for a bit and you get a little fucking drop. Distribution clock. Are there windows? Are we underground? It's not creepy at all. Nope. August 22nd, 1899. In America, they talk of building their cities to the skies. To me, this seems folly, but perhaps it is simply a case of a nation founded without a history of its own. We walk upon our history; they are compacted into the very loam beneath our feet. The engineers we employ talk of this. They talk of how, when building the underground trains, they are often come across older tunnels crisscrossing the capital. When places lie buried beneath us, we are digging, excavating and reappropriating what we find. At the center of the planet, my architect tells me there is a great iron ball. It is the egg of the world that is scientifically incorrect, sir. Am I floating? Jesus. Old people. Who has a t-shirt and a dresser? Not a dresser, a desk. May first! But then, what if they could stand upright and walk as men? What if the brute were harnessed thus? Would they sing? Would they find their own god? I have seen these things, and I will tell you now. No, they will not. But what they will happily accept: fealty to a god thrust upon them, and worship it as the given. I realize they are no different to the masses. They are much the same as us. Once the irrevocable threshold is passed, I understand that we too are shackled and must be set free. To free the man, he cut the man. In order to cross that great evolutionary line, it must first be painted upon the ground. Oh man, I had lasagna earlier. It's making me like, bleh. It was fucking delicious though. It's a nice looking bathroom. So many notes. Very latest knowledge of chemistry using low level of the lanthanum derivative in feed to subdue the product even before the initiation of the process. This means when we drag them from holding pens onto the line, they are less likely to panic and damage machine component, other products of themselves. Pigs. Section of the belt is slithered in rubber and kept well lit to maintain good spirits. We have actually found that the intelligent placement of gramophones and simple acoustic amplifiers in tubes around the line means we can use music to further soothe the product. We find Debussy particularly effective in this regard. Guessing this dude just a massive pig farmer. Warning: fueling pumps, volatile chemicals are in use. These materials are highly corrosive. Wear protection. We heard it first here. Protection. So hazmat suits. Pigs. Rats and pigs. And doors that do not open. More doors that do not open. And possibly yet a door that opens. And more pigs. Pig. Nope. And yep. Note. Seems like walk note. Imagine they say a machine one day that might think like a man. As if this is to be desired. One might almost boast of creating a man who breathes like a pig, a man and woman upon all fours, rushing carelessly, ejaculating their filthy little misses into the streets, alleys, and gutters, running freely with the careless spill of this conjoined. They are thick with the whimpering of lust bodies. Streak out of their own emissions. We have created a world where a man is so utterly debased he will spray his seed over passerbys. And yet this is the condition Buckage aspired to. This game is weird. No, this is not the machine we seek. Such an entire entity should be nothing less than a deity, and we would fall upon our knees and worship it. We shall not crave gods to bicker and fornicate. They will exist to clean the world and set us free. I reject baggage as I reject these men of government. Let the pigs copulate in the gutters whilst they can. We shall scoop them up and ease their ascension soon enough. More rats. dude's kind of pretentious. He's kind of a dick. Didn't seem like that great of a character. Truck fueling station. I guess I'm finding a solution there. Appears at some kind of fueling station. I've seen automobiles demonstrated by Mr. Yarm and Mr. Simon's work. The smell is all wrong. This is not petroleum. That I am sure. Everything suggests to me that this machine must be significant in some way. It seems a chemical process is mainly the more electrical sabotage the factory efforts. It was an interesting idea for them to do it this way instead of like have what was I saying? Instead of just having like the way Daniel would just say, "Oh, I need to do this," having him actually say stuff like, "Oh well, this is not what I'm used to. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Just ignore me, thank you." Just never mind. The entire thought got away from me. To church. Oh, another note. Delivery schedule. How in blazes are we supposed to meet these these damn schedules? Even the basic equipment we are provided with simply will not perform its designated function. These cursed newfangled trucks will only run a fraction of the distance my old nag managed before running out of stinking gasoline. The gaffers say it's fine and there's plenty of pumps to refill them outside the factory walls, but you end up dragging a blessed tank from the truck to the nearest one to refill it, and the one in the storeroom is empty again. You can't be turning the crank all day and only to find the tank is empty. Well, sod it, says I. Enough for a night in my business I go. It's not like anyone needs access to the plate engravers anyways. Hurry, if you get this, I'll meet you at the Damson Templar for a jar. That bastard's getting drunk on the job. I need access to the graveyard for some reason, so...
Come on, Papa. Let's climb this one. I can see more pictures at the top.
Knock, knock, knock. Hello? Hello? Danger, highly corrosive, highly flammable. What's this? Leave that there, because it's probably needed somewhere. Flood breach marine shut down. Ah, a door. Door that does not open. Can I go in the dumbwaiter? Can't go in the dumbwaiter. Put this back in the dumbwaiter. Oh, unless this is a fuel tank. Ah, it's a fuel tank. I get it. I problem solve, yes. That wasn't there earlier. This time I know. Boom. So far there hasn't really been any enemies though. Oh, I hit the wrong button. It's a pig. Definitely not as scary as the other monsters. Great, am I gonna die because I'm not paying attention? Possibly. Shit. Oh my god. Yeah, fuck you, pig mask. How do I get in here? Do I not get in here? Fill up its fuel. Am I not supposed to? Am I supposed to move this? Gotta move it. Urgh. Nope. Nope. What does I do? Is there a quick save button just in case I die? Ben swine, stench from our streets, Manus factory must close. Water baby. Water baby. So I put the fuel in the tank, and I put the tank in the car. How do I get the car to move? I'm gonna have to look at the thing again because I don't understand the problem. Oh, is there a wheel in the front of the truck? Oh! Jesus, this is old. It's one of the cranks and trucks.
This way, Papa. Come and see. Will it hatch? Can we take it home?
Yes, my darlings. Of course we can take it home.
Just fucking running over people's graves. I'm such a dick. Oh, here. I'm assuming I gotta go down. Because that's always what you do. Livestock and Bibles. Higgly piggly blue china eyes, my love comes to me in the fairest disguise. You skip in with totters, sees her hind trotters. I don't know what the fuck. I'm fucking 22 man, I don't know all this shit. More notes. Twin candles bent to the will of the central saint, casting their light in the corners of the chapel. Father Jeremiah I thought could be trusted with the secret, but he is like all the others, so the old priest has gone to the holding pens with his flock. He says he will enter into our world with them, a shepherd indeed. I'm just gonna check how long this takes to beat. Amnesia, machine for pigs. Because I've been playing for an hour, I don't want to know how long I should play for. Whether I should end now or keep playing. The Bible. Bible. Can't open anything. Nothing's openable. 4 hours. I might just do it in one sitting if it's only 4 hours. Big mask. I'm guessing this is not going to open. Oh, it does. Let's go this way. Because they both lead the same way.
Your faith shackles your vision, Professor. It is an iron coffin that keeps you from grasping the future. We require a new deity, one of steam and the wheel, of magnetism and progress. The old god is nothing more than a lamed hog, spitting back offal at mankind.
So it's religion. Who's playing the organ? Pigs. And all be it to me to say pigs. The candle missing. I have to find the other candle. No coal. Just breaking one off the wall. It's the Bible. Teddy. Look at Teddy. Should never jump in church. It's disrespectful. Well, we got all the stuff for altar boys. It's creams. A note, strange. Father Jeremiah's journal, October 1st, 1899. They flock to us now, where once I had to walk amongst them, to bring salvation to their lives. Now drawn by the warmth in winter, by the food that Mandus distributes, my church is filled, and my churches are saved. We walk amongst them, and they must worship him. He will not allow them to work in his factories, claiming that his workforce are specially trained for the new machinery he uses, and that it would be irresponsible, nay, unethical, to risk such precious lives as he sees here. Soylent Green is people. Just saying. A changed man since Mexico. It is to be praised that in the face of such appalling tragedy he forms the confines of his sick bed. As he is often chained to, he conducts one of the greatest and most benevolent charities in all of London. Are content with the rise to become the dominant food producer business in the land. He distributes his goodwill and his fares to the poor, and they congratulate about his kindness and gratitude. That is the voice of the preacher. Of course. I guess there's no inventory. That's why I have to pick up every frickin' puzzle item and carry it. Why is that lady a pig? That's not a normal religion. So that doesn't open. That looks mine. I'm guessing I've somehow formed the Church of the Pigmen. Oh, Jesus. Just that doesn't open. Yeah, the stairs went up. Those dicks blocking my way back. Just that doesn't open.
Listen, Papa. Hold the egg to your ear. You can hear the sea.
It's a shell. I ain't scared. What exhumanation is this? What rotten fruit? What be stitching of pots? I doubt it will ever be found, yet I leave you this, scrawled in these final thoughts, sorry, I didn't read the title. Scrawled in these malodorous half-light whilst my tormentor scuffles below, my fellow prisoners keen and squeal in the gloom, and where I wait for knocking upon my cage that signifies it finally my turn to make that dark journey into the interior. Okay, what I am predicting, judging by what has been presented to me. Where are you? I'll gladly help you. What has been presented to me, that Mandus somehow turns people into pigs and then puts the pigs into it. Then he puts the people into the machines. It's a weird looking pig. Puts the people in the machines, making the meat that he gives to everybody. Thus making them into pigs. I mean, start down here. Shit. No, fuck that. I don't want to see what that thing looks like. Oh, I think I messed up. See, half pig, half man. Half pig, half man. Man, bear, pig. It's man, bear, pig the whole time. It's fucking man, bear, pig. And to the stocking. Stocking. The workers sing as they work, they sing as they eat, they sing as they make toilet. They are always singing If you place your ear to the ground, you can hear them still. Steamed potatoes! Potatoes! Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Another fuel pump. But it is empty this time. It's the actual factory. Cow yourself.
Water in the shoes. Always the water, and the sparks of the embers of the wheels. It's too bony. It's too damn bony.
What about the name Boney? My soul shudders at what I've seen, but at least I've reached the main part of the factory. Now onwards, downwards. You find those floors and drain them away like Moses. I will cleave the waters and lift my little darlings clear of the fire. Whatever that last word is that I did not read.
These men, Professor, these so-called men of vision, they would shackle the masses to a wheel and turn it till their backs break. All for that opiate, the lure of profit. These fools who lackey them, these priests, these officials, this government. They make pigs of us all.
But what solution, my dear man? How to break a cycle? You cannot simply remove the promise of a better world for these unfortunates. In the workhouses, in the orphanages, the belief in heaven is surely the only succor one can find.
We do not need to wait. We can bring forth paradise now. We can speed the passion. With only a small sacrifice, we can hold the apocalypse. With just a small sacrifice, we can free our shackles and deliver them to paradise now.
Paradise is not what it is. Pistons. It's not as freaky as the things that attack you in Amnesia. It's not nice, but it's not as freaky as the things that attack you in Amnesia. I'm being really critical of this game, actually. Let's go upstairs first. Mandus Processing Company. How fun.
Hear me, Mandus. I am compromised. Our contacts must be brief and occasional. Beware the wretches who populate this compound. The way you seek is under the pistons. When you meet the saboteur, you will understand everything.
The Saboteur. October 17th. Each compartment is ergonomically designed with a feed through at the one end, so the product is naturally settles into a position ready for the stunning arms to connect to the skull. We use the natural static charge built up by this friction of the card settle against the belt to build an electrical charge, which is contained within glass vacuums canisters at the side of the stunning arm mechanism, delivered along the stun arms via copper cobbling. We have observed that the artificial lightning contained within these canisters into the product. Further, post-stunning, the line tilts sharply in the vertical and the physics of which tips the sudden product upwards to fall directly into the hook of the bleeding line. This hook passes normally through the hunch or thigh of the product. From this point, we dispense with the belt and instead instigate a channeled floor. which creates a funnel flowing blood and byproduct excrements to collect and run to the fluid collection tanks. I'm telling you, it's all green as people. Uh-oh. They didn't fix it in the game. Well, that was a massive nitpick. Zero, 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 one. Okay, here's the puzzle. That's closed off. Here's 5 and 6. Get as much coal as I can find. Do I turn this on independently? Yep, okay. Pig. That's on. I'll go to 3 after. So I need to turn on 2. Put the coal in it, because that's what you do. Then hopefully this just has coal there. That should be enough, hopefully. Stop! Are the furnaces fraud? Yes, they are. Am I supposed to do that? When it's gone. Okay. Here's the thing. So I haven't found any latinum, which is making me assume I can't die. Because if I can't heal, I can't die. Which immediately makes the pigman less of a threat. I could have died and have to just restart where I was. But still. And no inventory means it's probably going to be a shorter game because there's not a lot of puzzle solving. Shit. Probably still shouldn't pick a fight with that thing though. But I'm not as... It's not scaring me as much as Amnesia did. Or, well, original Amnesia. It's a bit of a bummer. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm at an impasse. I'm trying to just run it, think, see what happens if it catches me, but I don't want to have to start over again. Oh, no. It's not that scary. It's unpleasant. Not that scary. Still don't truly know where to go. Guess I'm going down in the coal mines. That's a giant metal thing. Where are we? Still only on the second floor. We're not even down the basement yet. The crate arrived this morning and I had it delivered directly to the workshop. This is April 30th. The body is remarkably preserved, though there's a subtle yet nauseating stench of damp and rot. It is humanoid in shape, but has suffered severe skeletal deformation. Remnants of leather straps encase the torso, which is deformed with evidence of substantial muscle mass and displacement. It is difficult to ascertain whether this unfortunate is the recipient of some barbarous surgery or was born deformed in an attempt to force his gnarled body into some semblance of humanity was made. What it is, I cannot tell, but I smell the orb upon him, suspect my great uncle's presence in his curious condition. So it can be done. We can reshape the body into a tool, accelerate the process of Mr. Darwin's evolution, but here my great uncle and I part company. He chose men as the subject of his experiments, but men are difficult to control and rotten with sentimentality. No, we require a new creature for our chattels. Loyal, clever, strong, easily sedated. Thanks. So I guess Mandus is... what was his name? This doctor. Oh, fuck, great. I can't do anything. Mandus is... Oh, what was his name? The evil dude from Amnesia. The evil dude from the main Amnesia. Because he's his nephew. Disposal tubes. Dumbwaiter. Do I go into this dumbwaiter? Yep. Ah, shit. In the nest of eggs, the factor is quiet now, stumbling the alley. A wrench hung loosely from his hand, oil and grease dripping off it, looking like blood in a half-light. I gotta stop just jumping into things. Because I'm not actually seeing everything. Shit. Shit's going down. Yo.
Quickly, Mandus, find the entrance nearby. The children weep in the darkness, and the flood waters continue to rise.
Heavy rain. Fun heavy rain. Hmm. July 15th, 1899. In order to facilitate assimilation in tissue groups, a compound is required or the cells will not bond. Disposal of non-bonded subjects must be immediate and using incarceration or we risk continuing elimination without form. This is unpleasant. A simple compound of 1 part of Brandenburg infusion vitate to 1 part, I can't remember. Organ mondel, the spiral fluid is sufficient. This means this can then be administered intravenously to subjects following reassembly to maintain bonding. The compound is unstable and highly late reactive. Oh, what's in the body? The Scrumen lamp can be used to activate the compound, but outside the body is highly corrosive. It can even destroy small quantities of metal. So I guess I'm using it to destroy that. See if there's a note in here, because there usually is. Nope. Shit. Pick one. Hot. Inflamed it is, burning it does. A warning. Bleed from each hole fore and aft, leaking down my legs, blood and excrement. My lungs are in my vomit. Ooh, I pass clots of my organs now onto the filthy stone. Drink this, he says, and I drink it. I did do that because of the changes. The rebel inner me, my teeth sneeze out. Shatter like mice in the dark. I cannot find them all, gathered where I can, push them back into my gory gums with my fingers, but the nails are all weepy and falling out. Drink it, he says, I'll help the running of the fever, because not us all can take the change. On the other table, a beast under a blanket. I never wanted to see under that, but he drank it too. He passed it under the blanket, and I heard it drink. Dear God Almighty, how can a man shit so much blood and still live? It's like a spray paint can. Shoot! I'm gonna pick a fight with the Pac-Man. Pick a fight with the Pac-Man. Can't stop picking fights with Pigmen.
It fell onto his hands and they eroded in front of me. To stumps. To stumps. Next time we will use an equal mix of infusion vitae and orgone disperser. No, just take him out. You can dump him in the river for all I care.
So I guess I do test on humans. Signs do not startle and upset the acquisitions. I saw from the trailer. I'm gonna need to hide in one of these things. Possibly. Potatoes. Potatoes. Teddy bear. I don't know. August 20th. Took delivery of another batch of imbeciles. Today they are the sorriest sorriest specimens of humanity I have ever seen. No one asks where they go to. The authorities of Bedlam are simply happy to reduce the overcrowding in their Thames-stinking halls. We measure their skulls, check their teeth, we give them laudanum to pacify them. They wait in line, livestock, dull brown eyes and filthy skin. Many soil themselves as they wait. To the manipulator they file in silence. I hear the hissing of gas, I hear the dull groaning as teeth are removed. As bones are reset, I hear the pig screaming. We have removed all the mirrors. Filter their process. It is their reflections that trouble them the most. Afterwards, when they sleep, I walk amongst them. My children, I whisper to their dreams. You're my children now, I have children once again, and your forms imperfect will be the engines to make my own blood flow again. Might be a little more complicated than my first idea of what's happening.
Over there, place it in the corner. What? You think I speak Prussian? Do I look like an inbred hog, sir? Who gives a damn what it contains? Just set it down carefully and leave me be.
It's still a dick. Come on, big man. Jesus! Oh, fuck me, I can't die. Now I got time to call, buddy. Oh shit, I got whacked in the face by a man-bear pig. But I thought I was trying to find the fucking other chemical to melt that lock. I have to go into tunnels to do it. Aha, here's the chute. Biv. Spin that Biv. Can't go that way. Children! More experience with Compound X took the dug and injected it with the Schreckling. After the expected convulsions and spasms, it died just after midnight. I immersed the body in a large tank of Compound X and introduced an alternating current via induction coil for a period of 3.5 minutes. Partial return was indeed, however, damage incurred prior to death was retained upon revival, and the dog contained in the acute state of something poisoning. Until I put a bullet in its skull, but drowning, perhaps, yes, it is, after all, going to be the kindest of suicides. If only one were to drown, replacing the fluid in the lungs with Compound X should theoretically be perfectly possible as a revival method. Did I just find it? Did I just go through a door that isn't there? You're tricky. You're tricky. So I shouldn't drop this. back away a little bit.
Down here, Daddy. Faster, faster.
Daddy? Are you my mommy? Oh, I just fell. Well, it doesn't matter. The leaking world and the redundantness seems to be taking over the garden by the wall. I could take them out for you. No, get out. Get out of this house. You leave me be. They don't have a cap on the bottle of water. Because I dropped it earlier. I don't want to tell you guys. Skulls, bones, a note. Naturally, once bled, the product must be scaled, dehaired, and scrapped ready for gambroling and evisceration. For this, we pass them through the steam reservoir, which is kept at a constant temperature by passing excess high pressure venting from the engines via the boiler and a series of large copper pipes into a stone chamber just below the workhouse. At the center of the machine, there is a component that must be kept at a constantly low temperature, which controls operations of the processing of product throughout the system. Alongside this, refrigeration is the utmost importance in retaining product quality, and this also requires heat to be removed from certain areas of the machine. Two problems therefore are combined into a single solution: removal heat from some areas and the requirement of increased heat in others. Conducting panels draw heat using the principles of convection regulated by the boiler and sending freezing air along one set of pipes in one direction and superheated vapors in another. I don't know any One Direction songs, so I don't think I can help this guy out.
Isn't it dangerous allowing this filthy discharge to collect so close to the core?
We can use the flow to drive the turbines. There will always be a torrent of excreta flooding through these tunnels. We can use this to supplement the steam production and ensure constancy.
God, this stench. This fecal matter is the true product of the age.
It's gross. Oh, fucking tunnel. What's up, bro? Is he wearing pants? I'm not fucking going in there. Don't tell me it's one of those fuckers in this game. August 1st. Several of the older forms have breached their containment area and escaped into the sewers. They remind me of my limitations. This is no Clem, and I am no Eleth. At least not quite yet. It is the heat generated from keeping the doorway between open that is to blame. We cannot simply pack them away with coolant as we do at the center where the door is. The latter version by raising temperature for those towers up here where the air is hot and fetid. They become overheated and their duality tears them asunder. As the other place flies from their cells and their vita splinters, they live sporadically, torn from one world to the other and back again in violent, unpredictable bursts. For a few seconds, they are creatures of this world, then they are torn away and cease to have physical form. This fish ripping back and forth between two worlds has driven them quite insane. I have ordered the affected areas sealed and will now allow my loyal workers to enter. Will not allow my loyal workers to enter. These are damned places and the abode of failed experiments, ghosts, and fear and spite. Almost at the bottom. What's up, bro?
Faster, Mandus. Drain the waters. Open the way to the bilge pumps. We are waiting for you.
Who's we? Todd? Oh, like tunnels where I can't find out where I'm going. Ugh. It's grimy. There's gotta be a fucking... That's the way I came off. I have to run from one of those things. It's gonna suck. Ha!
But we can save them. We can set them free. We can replace a rotten old world with a clean new one. Mr. Landis, you sound every bit the fanatic.
Well, how can I be otherwise, Professor? How can any man of ethics simply stand by and watch this world drown in its own excrement?
And your engineer, this visionary with whom you embarked upon this course, does he share your views?
Indeed he does. Indeed he does. The poor fellow has seen it all before. Now, this is not the first great civilization he has wept for.
And so you set about things immediately upon your return?
Naturally. These things cannot be left to rot upon the tree. And sponsors were remarkably easy to find. I tell you, Professor, a trail of greed brings rich men to your door like pigs to truffles.
That's where I came from. That's a big one.
That's it, Papa. We're so near now.
I just don't want to deal with that thing, man. Oh, sweet. It's definitely clean. Steampunk cleaning. Work together, sleep alone. Fraternization will not be tolerated. Did you have people trapped in here? So I'm using them to... Dude. This goes deeper than I thought. Of course wants to kill me. Fuck, this dude deserves that. Look what he's doing. Making man-pig creatures. Forces them to work. At least Daniel was tried to save himself in the end. I have a bad feeling about this. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Let's go deeper. Really deep, apparently. Still in the tunnel system. Pop up somewhere. Skin of shroud, stump of bled. Old lily is flower blown. Old Lily is dead, and dreams of the jungle will flood through her head and light up her head from tide to spine. I guess Lily is the father of Mandus's children.
You seem to have undergone quite a profound conversion in Mexico, Mr. Mandus.
You could not have seen it yourself and not, Professor. As we disembarked, even through my fever, I saw the detritus of this so-called progress. I saw starvation and disease, rot and destruction polluting the waters of the Empire. We are ruiners, you and I, and all of us, and we make the world unclean.
And you took it upon yourself to act as Redeemer.
Professor, I would not be so presumptuous. I am merely a conduit. I am constructing an architecture to wrestle our damnation to the ground and smother it with steam.
He's here! He's here!
I don't know why I'm running.
I said you'd come.
It's not like I'm gonna be able to catch them. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'll have to deal with you when I have to deal with you.
Ahead, the trickle to still waters. I dragged myself deeper into the temple, downward ever, towards a wind that held the voices of my children, beckoning me to set them free.
I have a feeling he's not going to find his kids. I don't think that's going to happen. What's this? Is that a door? Go away. Why is that always invisible? Is that a pig mask? It's probably a pig mask. Auxiliary pump controls. Mask. Aha, this is where I have to deal with it. Because I can't get away without running into a freaking invisible water monster. Shit. Like right now. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Fuck. Run, you fat ass. You fucking go. Fat ass. Shit. Fuck you, man. You stay down there. That was okay. I guess that's a puzzle. Blood. Oh no, we're supposed to be going down here. Too late now. I'm probably just gonna die. Alright, do that. So what's the point of that? Supposed to go down there? Or maybe I put something from here down there. I don't know. Main pumps. Yeah, those still aren't open. Ew, I can go down now. Without diving from a scary water monster. Is that it? That's right, you fucking down there, I'm fucking up here. Hi-oh. Hi-oh. You can stay down there, you little fucker. I'm gonna get you clean now. Just moved around. Just checking stuff out. Right, come on. Getting it cleaned. Getting my steampunk clean on. The children dancing. They pulled the child loose from the tethers, or at least what was left. More where that came from, said the foreman, apologizing for the inconvenience. Let's go down, 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 Stop! No unauthorized persons to enter this facility by order of management. It's pretty deep, man.
And you came then to London, and you set me upon a mantelpiece, and then you went into the house and gathered the servants, and we set you and I on recrafting them, and then you went into the garden and buried those tiny shattered skulls alone.
So did I kill my children?
For your children, Mandus, to spare them the world you have created for us all.
Is that a giant heart? Just a giant machine.
And they feel no pain. The process is completely humane. Humane, Professor? That we judge the acceptable level of suffering by the human condition. Ask the beggar, Professor. Ask the orphan. Ask the whore. Ask the starving, Professor. The weak, the sick, the filthy. Ask them to define your humane.
I'm not totally sure what is going on. I've built some crazy machine. Oh, it's Compound X. So I guess I'm trying to make everybody immortal. That's making everybody pigman. Not totally sure. Or maybe I'm trying to save everybody. Sorry, I didn't read that. In case you didn't read it, I'm going to try and save my children in my mind.
Set them free. Set them all free.
Whoa.
I live. I breathe again. I rise. I will rise to bleach the sky and still the water. I will spin the world wheel and set the future upon the path to redemption.
Where are my children? You promised me my children!
My time is come. More pig. More pig.
Boys. Boys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yep. Pretty gruesome. Mandus, saboteur, you can't come in. No, you can't come in. You must sleep in the yard. Bad piggy, dirty piggy, stinky, filthy animal. You bad child, you stinking child, you filth.
And, emerging, I raised my head to an uncaring sun, and I cursed this world of pain and despair. This civilization built on the ricketed bones of the unfortunate, on the greed and swell of mammon and empire. Cradling a stone egg in my jacket, I kissed my children farewell, and I crawled my way home.
Air access only at low pressure.
Where are they? Where are my children? Why do you ask, Landis? You know the answer well enough.
August 31st. Children are really the most wonderful, useful creatures. The unfortunates from the orphanage have proved indispensable in cleaning the larger steam pipes. It appears that matter from the slaughtering process may indeed vaporize at source, but drifts like dust through the air and lodges in the pipes, causing them to foul. Periodically, we shut the pressure down and send one of our pixies into the pipes to scrub the reconstituted fat away. Armed with just a shortened broom, one little explorer ventures into the dark. Of course, we can only keep pressure down for a short period, so they must be fast, or they risk being trapped and boiled by the superheated vapors when they rush back into the system. Then we will be sending their comrades in afterwards to scrape free the cooling mess. The survivors tell me you can reach all manners of places within the complex through the pipes. I smile, tell them I am so proud, and then feed them to the pigs. This guy's a bastard. So I need to smash that. Alright, I guess I could just do this. I'm going through the pipes.
What are you doing, little piggy? Do you think I will allow you to sabotage me again?
I want my children, you
Holy bastard!
Will it hurt them?
A cleansing fire always burns, little Landis, but it purifies and it makes anew. Did it hurt to carve out the fevered flesh? Did it hurt to cut free the gangrenous foot? Ask instead this: can we save them?
When did I say that? That is not me. That is not me!
Let's see what's going on. Red light. Big man. There's a spoon of medicines. This one first. It says, and it's a silver spoon. What you did get born holding ever so painfully for mummy dairy, but grasping so hard it was a little screaming red fist. Later you used your spoon to dig a hole in the garden to get all the way to Mexico. Then you did eat worms with your spoon on the way to stay fat. The spoon was the same you gave your twins, and you used it to dig a hole to the clockwork souls. You ate up their hearts like soup on the way to get fat, to keep fat. For a little more, where will you dig next, I ask you, in your little silver spoon made from silver spine of your children unwrapped in the hair of your dearly departed, dear sweeties, my darling Lilibeth. What am I to become? What am I become? I'll go up here because of the steam, probably. Yeah. Break them in order. Aha. Vent acts only at low pressure. Oh, there's a lot of them. What do they have? Flashlights. Shit. Get out of here. Out of there.
This is your doing, Landis. This is what you trained it to be.
I will stop you. I will save them.
You are too late. It begins. My work has begun. Kill them, my piggies. Kill them all.
Oh shit. Is he trying to get the pigs to kill everybody in London? Anything to save them. Burn away the remnants, the parts that will not process the waste, the offal of the world. They grit the system, they stick the wells to the temple floor. No soliciting, no hawking, no begging.
Oh God, no, what have I done?
Shit. Big men are taking over.
I know you are out here. I own this city. I am this city.
No! This is not what I meant! This is not what I meant at all!
Break, 25th. No one misses the poor, round up some orphans, and the world will thank you for it. Disappear a whore, and children applaud you. Call a beggar and a lady walk safely again. I hate them more than any of the others. This privilege, this pretension, these so-called leaders, these pillars of society, they're these rich and fanciful. They wear the filth on the outside, but they're no less dirty. I have plans for them all. We will feed them, and they will feed from them.
Redeem yourselves. Redemption is at hand. Enter the cleansing and set your souls free. For you are born into filth and will die as pigs. Only through my redemption can you ascend to the skies and claim the heavens as your kingdom. Fall on your knees. Ashes, bones and ashes. For the pile will reach critical, and we can have such a burning that this city will shine as a beacon of redemption for the world!
December 23rd. I stand and look at myself in the mirror, penis in hand, and my reflection grins at me, and his mouth is full of the sulfur mustard. Vain fool, he sneers. Are you really so different? Do you genuinely believe your work of evil are any greater than the rest of them? Are you simply a weak man, a product of his age, the same as any other? This empire is certain. This is the killing idiocy, whatever. The natural result of the social Darwinism. If you are evil, the world is evil. You just let the blood run in the streets rather than hiding it in the poorhouse. You hold the blade and slid it home yourself. You do not pay a man to do this for you where you cannot see it. If you are evil, at least yours is an honest evil that alone makes you ubermischt. And thus I wash my hands and take to bed. Big man. Cannot get out here. He's just running around. Pig line. Farming the world. I saw the detritus of this so-called progress. I saw starvation and disease. I saw rubbish floating in the harbor. We are ruiners, all of us. We make the world unclean. Iron Bowler. Oh, that was a human. Iron Boiler. So it's semi-right, actually. They're trying to eat humans.
Free.
Yes, my friend. Drained and bled and freed from the prison of the flesh. Free to ascend as smoke to the stars.
And the good. The worthy. How will we save them?
Show me these worthy, Mandus. Show me these good. I do not see them.
Next, no naked flame, no unshielded electrons. Let's just do a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Like that. Like them apples. I can't get that one over. But you like them apples. I don't like them apples, though. Compound X, no naked flame, no unshielded electronics. Good thing I electrified that, so now I can jump in. The spark plug. Break everything.
I know what you fear. I will rain excrement into your very soul. I will destroy you.
You are too late, Landis. My great works are almost begun.
Read. 27th. And waste not not, for here the assorted slop and innards are sifted and sorted and entered the world through more channels and means than one could possibly conceive. The product passes by the section of the engine and is driven through the blade, splitting it into 2 sections, ready for the butcher's block. And in the interim, it is kept in our freezer bays under the house, and the heat produced naturally by the refrigeration process feeds into the pipes and crannies of these rooms is the very reason, my dear friend, that when we can sit here in shirts and waistcoats, but no jackets on a freezing winter night, without a fire in the grate, discuss our great enterprise. The warmth in our bellies and toes may be attributed directly to those bellies, and the toes even now passing through steam, fire, and blade beneath our feet. Trippery. That's blood. It's a lot of blood.
I am here again, at the foot of those stairs, towards the red light of the nursery, sunset in the window like a bleeding sky, the horizon a slit throat, the seeping dark to drain the guilt from us. I am the jaguar-faced man. I am the feathered serpent. This priesthood is mine.
I can meet him, your great engineer. How marvelous. I must say, Mr. Manders, my excitement is almost unseemly.
Yes, I can see that. Step this way, Professor. I will be right behind you.
Manders? Manders, where the devil are you? I can't see a damn thing. Manders!
We are the pig, Professor. We are all the pig.
That's a lot of blood. Children. I'm trying to redeem.
I climb in stillness now. Blue water runs in my veins now I am free. I carry the knife of this factory, the bowl of this mill. I am come to collect you from your fields and your furnaces. I will gather you into the white clouds. I will gather you to me, and I will take you home.
Some bodies strewn. The vial lifts, the bride is waiting. Round up some orphans in the world will thank you for despair. Despair, horror, and gentlemen applaud. We've read that before.
Hear me, Mandus. My gears are adjust. My steam is built. Soon I will spill that blue water and split the egg, the atom, my soul, and there will be a very great burning that we might make the world clean. Be proud, for this of your own. I was nothing but rotten architecture. You have made me, and I will make the world anew.
So the machine is sentient. I'm guessing the egg is actually an orb. And that's how the whole fucking thing started. That fucking orb. Vacuums. Sausagery.
Why did you take my children?
Madness. Of all the blood we have spilled together, the first drops fell from your hands alone.
Everything's lost.
What? Who put electricity into the monsters? In there? Yeah. Children. Jesus. He's fucking teleporting. Oh shit. Shit. Yeah. Fuck. Okay, maybe I'll take that back, but the fucking pigman. Started fucking teleporting. Ah, shit. Tremendous descending amongst the spirits. The Aztecs believed they could avert the apocalypse through sacrifice. History tells us they failed. The tragedy was simply that they could not spill enough blood in time. Interesting. Not a great expression.
Only to save you. Only to spare you. I would have given my soul to spare you this world and its loan. My children. My children. What have I done? What have I become? I will put it right, my darlings. All of my wrongs will be righted. All of my sins washed clean.
20th of December. Memories, they surface like bloated bodies rising to the scum of the Thames. I looked at them, covered in the blood of their dead mother, little piglets squalling their swaddling, and my heart at once was filled with great love and consuming hate. Could never have imagined at that point did my soul split, creating them. Was the egg of my soul the moment the great clock began to tick? Is it the only path up to redemption to join us together again, to make myself whole, to close the great circle, and take the madman into my heart once more, and forgive him and myself as well?
I love you, my darlings, and I am sorry. I am sorry for all I have done. I I simply loved you all too much for this world.
Mandus, put aside your misguided crusade and let me save them. You may hate me, Mandus, but I have seen the future, your 20th century, and let me tell you, a far greater slaughter awaits you there. I seek to save the world by blood now, before millions fall beneath history, pushed under by blade, bullet, and gas.
Oh. Oh, that shit. I guess I can die. Okay. Not that way. I hope you guys can see. I can see. Oh, that button is shit. Oh shit. What do I do? Gotta stop the heart. There we go. Doing all the crazy looking spiral things.
I have you now, creature. I will destroy you.
Stop him! Stop him! Kill him!
It is over. It is time to end this madness.
God help me. I am lost in the giant paper soul.
And look, Edwin Oswald and I.
Madness, listen to your heart. You know you are with me. You created me to save the world. I am your friend.
Should we?
Mandus, please, I am no more evil than you. We sought the same thing, to save humanity, ridding them of their painful, stupid, pointless lives. Mandus, stop. Think about what you are doing. For your children, Mandus.
Do not speak of my children, monster.
I did not kill your children, Mandus. You sacrificed them on the temple steps, knowing what the coming century will do to them. Your sons will drown, lungs full of mud and shrapnel on the banks of the Somme. You wanted to save them from the horror to come. That is the vision we shared. Everything we have built to avert this coming nightmare. You and I are one. We are the same. Our souls are entangled. We deserve to make them free.
Whoa.
I have stood knee-deep in mud and bone and filled my lungs with mustard gas. I have seen 2 brothers fall. I have known with holy wars and copulated with the autumnal fallout. I have dug trenches for the refugees. I have murdered dissidents where the ground never thaws and starved the masses into faith. A child's shadow burnt into the brickwork. A house of skulls in the jungle. The innocent Mandus trod and bled and gassed and starved and beaten and murdered and enslaved. This is your coming century. They will eat the Mandus. They will make pigs of you all, and they will bury their snouts into your ribs, and they will eat your hearts.
Oh.
Please, Mandus, no. For your children.
Oh. Flashing lights.
I lay there and watched the god I had created die. At the end, when we were cold as the stone we had hewn his body from, when the lights were nearly all extinguished, we heard, in the silent distance, the man-pigs singing to one another. Then, as the last lights were gone, and we lay together in the deep, they drifted away, and all was silent. Such a silence I have never known. And as the dust settled on my open eyes, and we lay together embraced forever, I heard, miles above us, the sounds of the city turning over in its sleep. the church bell ringing out. And in that moment, the new century was born.
I don't know. That's cool. I can see why people of the original Amnesia didn't like it, though. There's a lot of mixed things. But I liked it. It wasn't that long either. I think it's one sitting. This is from oh, that's cool. No trouble thinking of stuff to talk about. Sculpted. Why did they actually just sculpt? I like how they wrote these cards, so just gotta let it run just in case there's something at the end. Yeah, it wasn't as long, it wasn't as free, it wasn't as deep story-wise as the first one was, but that was good. Trotsky. Well, I guess I didn't get as much out as I thought I would, but it works. Well, thanks for watching. Have a good one.